Hello guys, hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy White. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please, if this is the first time you're checking on my channel, kindly hit on the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. Okay guys, so in today's video we're going to be learning how to make this organza shirt you're seeing on your screen. So I'm going to be using this fabric I have here to make this particular shirt you are seeing. So the next thing I will do is to go ahead and fold my fabric. Okay guys, so I folded my fabric into two, as you can see. I'm going to be cutting out the front. I've gone ahead to rule this place. This is going to serve as my shoulder point. All right guys, so if you look at that picture very well, you discover that it's not fitted. So what I will do is I'm going to divide the biggest part of the measurement, which is the bust. The bust is bust 35. So I will divide bust 35 into 4. Then I will add 2 inches allowance for ease, 2 inches to the measurement. So another thing I did here is this. Looking at that placket, you see that they used Ankara for that placket. So I've minus the 1.5 inch I'm going to be using for the placket. I'm not adding it to this measurement here. So this half inch you are seeing here, I'm going to be using it to join to the placket after I folded that placket and gotten my 1.5 inch. So that's why I left this half inch you are seeing here. So all my measurements will start from this chalk line you are seeing. From this line, the measurement will start from there. Okay, so the measurement will be needing, we need our full length. So the full length of this shirt is 23 inches. The full length is 23. I'll go ahead and put down my 23 like so. So after doing that, I'm going to be adding just 1 inch for folding, 1 inch to fold this shirt. So I'll come down and add 1 inch to it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the shoulder measurements. So the shoulder I'm working with is 15 inches. 15 inches. I'm taking my measurement from here, which is 7.5. 7.5. And then I will add half inch for joining allowance. The next thing I'm going to do is to get the chest line. So I'm going to be using the bust measurement. So the bust divided by 6, the bust I'm working with is bust 35. 35 divided by 6 plus 1.5 plus 1. So that gives us what? 8.3. I will come over here and put down my 8.3 like so. Then I will connect it. After doing that, I'm going to be taking the measurement I took on the shoulder, which is the 8 inches. Remember, 7.5 for the shoulder, then half inch for joining. So that makes it what? 8 inches. Connect it like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get the neck width. I'm going to be using 2.2 for the neck width. Then for the neck depth, I'll be using 2.5 for the neck depth. Then I'm going to be connecting it using my curve. Okay, so after doing that, to get the shoulder slope, I am going to come down with 1 inch. Then I will connect it, meeting this point like so. Okay, so after doing that, I am going to connect, measure what I have here, divide it into 2, and mark. So on this point, I am coming in with 0.5 like so. So now I am going to connect it this way. After doing that, I'm going to take the bust measurement. So the bust I'm working with is bust for 35, sorry. So 35 divided by 4 That gives us 8.75. So this is my 8.75. I'll put it down. Then I'm going to be adding 2 inches allowance for ease on this cloth. Remember, the shirt is actually free on the body. I'm going to be connecting the armhole. Okay guys, so another thing I'm going to do is to get the shoulder to the waist. So the shoulder to the waist I'm working with is 15 inches. This is 15 inches here. So now what I will do, I'll measure what I have here. I have 11 inches. I will come over here and remove ½ inch from that 11 inches. I just want it to have like a little bit of shape. Remember, it's not fitted, so I'm removing just ½ inch from it, just to add a bit of shaping to this cloth. So after doing that, I am coming down to the hem of this shirt. So whatever I have on this chest line, the 11 inches, I will bring it down here to the hem of this shirt. Then the next thing I will do is to connect the lines. Okay guys, so this is what we have. I am not going to be curving. I'm going to leave it this way. So now okay guys, so I folded my fabric into 2 again. This is the front. Can you see it? So the ½ inch that I'm going to use to join the placket, I folded it in. I just pinned it like so, because I'm going to be cutting the back and it's not going to be added to the back. So now I'm going to place it this way on my fabric like so. After doing that, I am going to be cutting the back. But before I do that, I am going to take the neckline for the front. So I'm going to be cutting out the neckline for the front, the 2.5 inches like so. Then for the shoulder slope, I am going to cut it out like so. Okay, after cutting it out, I am going to extend this shoulder for the back. In cutting the back, I'm going to be extending this shoulder using what, 1.5 inches. So I'm extending the shoulder like so using 1.5 inches. Then I will connect it this way. So for the back neck depth, I am going to come down with 1.5. I'm going to just curve it with 1.5 like so. So this is what we have. Then remember, we are going to be joining the front and the back together. So what I will do is I'm going to remove ½ inch from the front, ½ inch from this front like so. So after doing that, in getting a perfect neckline, I am going to fold this upper part in like so. Remember, you are going to be using ½ inch to join on this shoulder. So I'm going to fold it in like so, the back like this. So when you fold, you discover that it's not equal here. So I'm going to notch it. Then after notching, I am going to be cutting this extra out from the measurements. So this is it. So when you fold, everything what balances like so. Can you see it? So this is what we have. So the next thing I will do is to get my pins out. So I will go ahead and open up this front like so. I'll open it up. Okay guys, so I've opened up the front. This is what our shirt looks like. So this is it. This is the front. and this is the back. This is the back of our shirt, and this is the front. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to get our placket ready. Okay guys, so now I have my placket here. I folded it, as you can see. This is it. I added this very soft interfacing to it. So unfold, it is 2 inches. When you open it up, it is 4 inches. What I'm going to be using for the placket is 1.5. 1.5. This is the 1.5. Can you see it? 1.5. I folded 1.5. Now what I will do is to get the front. This is the front. This is the front. So I'm going to pick one of it like so, and sew using what, half an inch. The half an inch I left for the front. For this front part, I'm going to be using it. So look at it. This is the right side facing the wrong side of the fabric. This is the wrong side of the front. So I'll place it this way and sew down. After sewing, I'm going to flip it over and fold it on top. So I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So for the pocket, I've gone ahead to fold this piece for the pocket. If you look at the picture, it has pocket in front. The dimension of this pocket is 4 by 4 inches for the width. Then the length is 5 inches. So I just folded it in. Can you see? So I'm going to be placing it at this side, on both sides of the front. I'm going to be placing it like so. I will come in from this midpoint. I'm going to be coming in with, let's say, 2.5 inches. 2 inches. I'll be coming in with 2 inches. This is the half inch I'm going to be using to sew. So I'll come in with 2 inches and sew down. So when I'm done, I'll show you what we have. Okay guys, so I have gone ahead to fix the placket. Can you see it? See how it's looking like? I fixed it. Then I fixed the pocket as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my measurement. So the 2 inches I added extra, I'm going to use 1 inch to sew down. I will sew down 1 inch on this side, and I will do the same thing on the other side as well. So guys, here is the sleeve I'm working with, and the cuff. This is the cuff I'm working with. For the cuff, the length of it is 6.5, but I'm going to be using 6 inches. The other half inch, I'm going to be attaching it here. So what I will do next is to go to my machine and sew down this sleeve. Then I will pleat just a tiny pleat on this cuff here, just a tiny pleat on this cuff. So when I'm done, it's going to be looking like this. Okay guys, so I've joined the sleeve, and this is what we have. This is what it looks like when you put it on. This is how it's going to look like. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure the neckline, what we have on the neckline. So I'm going to measure this neckline. So what I have is 18.25. So what I have on the neckline is 18.25. I have my collar piece here that I've cut out, what I'll be using for the collar. So what I will do next is to fold this fabric into 2 like so. So I am going to place it this way on my fabric, on the wrong side like so, and I will now press it. So after doing that, I am going to be cutting it out, leaving half an inch. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out, making sure that I have half an inch to join it. So after doing that, I am going to be folding just one piece of it, like so. I'm going to fold it and use my iron to press on it, like so. Okay, so this is what we have for the collar. So in getting the midpoint, I'm going to fold it into two because I want to get the midpoint of this collar. So I'll fold it into two and notch this midpoint, like so. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to get another piece to cut out what the collar. So I fold it this way. I fold it into two first, then into four, like so. So I'm going to measure 16 inches here. So from this point, I'm going to come down and take 3 inches, like so. So at this lower part, I'm going to be taking 7 inches, like so. 7 inches. Then I'm going to be connecting it this way, meeting this 16 inches, like so. So this is it. The next thing I will do is to cut out. So when you open it up, this is what we have, like so. So now what I will do is to reduce this place with 0.25, like so. So after doing that, I am going to open it up. I will notch it to get the midpoint. So the next thing I will do is to open it up, like so. I am going to sew using what? 0.25. Okay, after sewing it, I went ahead to press it. So this is what our collar looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place it in between this line, like so. I'm going to place it in between. Then I'll go ahead and pin it down. So I pin it down. So the next thing I'm going to do is to sew from this point here. I am going to sew this way, very close to this stay you are seeing here. So I'm going to sew on it and come to the end of it here. So when I'm done, I'm going to flip it out, like so, and show you. Okay guys, so I've joined the collar. Can you see it? This is what our collar looks like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get my shirts, and from the right side, I'm going to fix this collar this way and sew on it, like so, till I get to the end. When I get to the end, I'm going to flip it over and sew the final stitch. After doing that, I'll go to the hem and fold the hem, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so this is it. This is what we have been working on, our organza top with our Ankara patches. Yes guys, so I just went ahead to fix the buttons on it and place it on the mannequin for you to see. This is what we have. I so much love this shirt. It's looking so beautiful, and you can either use a pant trouser to wear this or a skirt. It all depends on what you want. So guys, if you find this tutorial helpful, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Like and share this video, make your comments. Till our next tutorial again, we'll be doing something else. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.